No signs of any dragon right now, but it sure looks like he's been here. I know it looks bad, but we've got to figure out what happened, and if that dragon is still skulking around somewhere. Spread out and look for survivors. We need to know what we're dealing with.
No, get back. It's still here somewhere. Rocky and Todd just got grabbed when they tried to make a run for it. Kinneret, save us. Here he comes again.
Here he comes! Find cover and make every arrow count!
Yeah! No, get back. It's still here somewhere. Rocky and Todd just got grabbed when they tried to make a run for it.
Guardsman, what happened here? Where's this dragon? Quickly now!
I don't know. Kinneret, save us. Here he comes again.
Here he comes! Find cover and make every arrow count! Over here!
Come on! Die, damn you! You can't defeat me.
Hello, friend. I'll show you what I know. Good day. Got the fleetest steeds in all of Skyrim. Right strong. What do you need? Let's go. Yes?
What do you need? All right, then.
Need a ride? Where do you want to go? Climb and back, and we'll be off. You ever met one of them cats? A jeep, I think they call themselves. I hear there's whole countries full of them down south.
Shoo!
Need a ride? You can get a room at the Bee and Barb, but mind your coin purse. It's no secret that the Thieves Guild makes its home here. Oh, and if you meet Maven Blackbriar, stay on her good side. This is her city, and nobody else's.
All right.
Hold there. Before I let you into Riften, you need to pay the visitor's tax. For the privilege of entering the city. What does it matter? Call it what you want. You don't pay, then you're not getting in. I think you'd be a little smarter than that. Call it what you want. You don't pay, then you're not getting in. Hold there. Before I let you into Riften, you need to pay the visitor's tax. For the privilege of entering the city. What does it matter? Call it what you want. If you don't pay, then you're not getting in. I think you'd be a little smarter than that. It's been a pleasure doing business with you. Let me open the gate, and you can head into the city. The gate's unlocked. You can head inside when you're ready.
I had another run-in with a Thieves Guild.
I don't know you. You and Riften looking for trouble?
Maven Blackbriar at its back. One snap of her fingers.
Yeah?
and end up
Well, I got
in
news
jail.
for you. There's nothing to see here.
They
Last thing the
represented
Blackbriars
an idea.
need is
I
some
can't just
stranger
ignore
sticking their
them.
nose where it doesn't belong.
I know. I just don't want you to leave. You're the only good thing
The
that's happened to the
Blackbriars
city
have
a
Riften in
long
their
time.
pocket, and the Thieves Guild watching their back. So keep your nose out of their business. Me? I'm Maul. I watch the streets for 'em. If you need dirt on anything, I'm your guy. But it'll cost you. Only way you could have found one of those is by stealing it. Guess you'll fit in around here better than I thought. So what do you want to know? Do I look like a merchant to you? You're gonna have to take that up with Vex in the Thieves Guild. Get in good with them and you'll find her. The only thing I heard is a rumor that a boy named Aventus Aretino in Windhelm has been attempting to contact the Dark Brotherhood. He used to live here in Riften at the orphanage on the other side of town, but I think he ran away. Can't say I blame him. You kidding? My brother Dirge works in their hideout. I used to run with them myself, but took a job with Maven after they started hitting a rough patch. If you want to get in on that action, find Brynjolf in the marketplace. I'm sure he could use someone like you. Well, you got Maven. She pretty much runs the whole operation. She's got friends in high places, if you know what I mean. She's also got ties to the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild, so basically, no one can touch her. Just remember, if she tells you to do something, you damn well better do exactly what she says. Be seeing you around.
I'm really getting tired of your excuses. When you borrowed the money, you said
How
you'd
can
pay
I
back on
assist,
time and
hmm?
double the usual fee.
New in town, eh? Here for the... only the best in all of Riften.
I own
Next
Riften
time, keep
Fishery.
your plans quiet. and
Started
nothing
out
will
with a
happen
single
to you.
fishing pole, and now I have an entire building and 2 boats to my name.
Why?
Not bad for a middle-aged Nord, eh?
Look, Shadra,
Too
last
bad I
month,
haven't had
pay
the
up
same
or else.
success helping the
All I
city
care
shed
about
its
is the gold.
poverty.
Everything
And
else
even
is
Nor
your
thinks
fault.
I'm wasting my time trying. But I disagree. I sell my catch across a good portion of Skyrim. It's worth its weight in gold to me. The only untapped market left is Markarth. However, I just got word that Klepper at the Silver Blood Inn might be interested. If you're headed that way, I would appreciate you delivering a purchase agreement for me. You'd be paid, of course. Good. Klepper will pay you as soon as you arrive with the letter. Here you are. Yes, I suppose someone has to be around here. Have you seen the condition of this sorry excuse for a city? Beggars roam the streets, crime runs rampant, and the threat of war's driving away business. The paltry amount of coin that I place in the charity box at the temple is the least I can do to help. Nivenor is my wife. How I was ever able to meet such a gorgeous creature is one of life's mysteries. We're at odds about my charity. She thinks the people in this town have become lazy and expecting a handout. I tried to include her in my lessons from Maramal over at the Temple of Mara, but she prefers to shop instead. Different strokes, eh? Remember to give at the temple.
Huh? Yes. Hofgrir took me in when I arrived in Riften about a year ago. He's been teaching me everything he knows. Horses are my whole life. Back in Hammerfell, I helped my family raise horses at our farm. I hope to open my own stables one day, but I think it's going to take a lot longer than I expected. I owe a great deal of money to someone, and I think they cheated me. I don't know what to do. I was able to work out a deal with the stables in Whiterun to sell me some of their tack and harnesses. I borrowed some gold from Sapphire to pay for the shipment, but it got robbed before it even arrived. Now Sapphire wants her money back, and if I don't pay her, I think she's going to kill me. You will? Oh, thank you. Be careful with Sapphire. She mixes with all sorts of nasty. Any luck with Sapphire?
Welcome. Let me know if you want.
What's your problem?
I knew that stupid kid would try and find a way to weasel out of his debt. Look, this is really simple. I lent him some gold, he promised to pay me back, and now he says he's broke. End of story. I don't care. A deal's a deal. Are you kidding me? I've got the entire Thieves Guild at my back. What have you got? Don't know why you'd help a stranger like that. But a septum's a septum. Don't care where it comes from. You can tell Shadra his debt's been paid. That'll teach me to try and make extra coin around this city.
What are you doing that for?
What the? You can
not
stay.
really allowed.
You're not
but
supposed
you're
to
not
be
supposed to be here.
You're not supposed to be here.
I'm not gonna warn you again. Get out, or I'll call the guards! Need something? All right, then.
Yes? You lost? And what might you need, hmm? Until next time. Need something? Mm-hmm.
Hi. Take a look. Mm-hmm.
Need something?
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything. Or
Sure.
take a seat by the fire.
What can I
and
do
I'll
for
send
you?
Someone over.
Yes.
Our hero claims a warrior's heart.
Until next time.
Never done an honest day's work in your life for all that coin you're carrying, eh, lass? I'm saying you've got the coin, but you didn't earn a septim of it honestly. I can tell.
It's an end to the evil of all Skyrim's foes.
It's all about sizing up your mark, lass. The way they walk, what they're wearing. It's a dead giveaway. Look how you sniffed out my little scheme at the North Gate. You knew it was a shakedown and you called him on it. That's what I'm talking about. Wealth is my business. Help me out, and I can add to yours. Would you like a taste? I've got a bit of an errand to perform, but I need an extra pair of hands. And in my line of work, extra hands are well paid. Simple. I'm going to cause a distraction. You're gonna steal Medesi's silver ring from a strongbox under his stand. Once you have it, I want you to place it in Branche's pocket without him noticing. There's someone that wants to see him put out of business permanently. That's all you need to know. I'll be out in the market all day, from 8 in the morning until 8 in the evening. Meet me then, if you've still got the stomach for it. We've been contracted to make sure Branche remembers not to meddle in affairs that aren't his own. Now, since we're not the Dark Brotherhood, we're not going to kill him. We're just going to make sure he sits in the prisons for a few days. Do you want me to hold your hand as well? You're going to have to sneak over to Medesi's stall and use your lockpick on the strongbox. Then, when you have the ring, you pickpocket Branche and leave it behind. I'll be at the market come morning. You
Need
better
something?
Be there too.
See you.
What can I do for you? Of course. All right, then. Is there something I can do? Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Welcome to the Bee and Barb, milady. If I can interest you in one of our special drinks, let me know.
You're a stranger here. To call it a guild is ridiculous. How can people who would betray one another over a gold coin be considered part of an association? They're the worst kind. Even the Dark Brotherhood abides by a strict set of rules and tradition. These thieves are just rabble. What do you think? You know, I'm beginning to respect you. Other than Eren, you seem to be the only other person I've met I might be able to trust. Since we share the same opinion of them, let me warn you that they're recruiting others to join their guild, and you should be cautious. I've been adventuring across Tamriel since I was a fresh-faced young woman barely able to swing a blade. My travels have taken me from High Rock to Valenwood, elsewhere to Morrowind, and all points in between. Many years ago I lost my blade, Grimsever, within a Dwemer ruin. I took it as a sign that I was wasting my days in search of wealth. You and I are alike. We seek challenge and great fortune. But for me, that's where the similarities end. You see, Riften is my great beast to be slain, and my fortune comes from gratitude and trust. It's been difficult. I've taken the burdens of this city's problems upon myself, and I keep running into impossible obstacles. Corruption, lies and deceit are the order of the day here. If it wasn't for Eren, the young man who saved my life, I think I'd already have given up long ago. It was Eren who found me dying outside of a Dwemer ruin. If he hadn't brought me here and nursed me back to health, I would have died. When my strength returned and he told me about the problems plaguing Riften, I decided fate brought me here for a reason, so I stayed. Safe travels.
Good to see you. Lead the way.
Well met, friend. How can I help you? Safe travels.
Looking for work? I need someone to deliver a message to Sibby Blackbriar. Ah, well, I recently approached Sibby Blackbriar about buying Frost, one of the finest breeding horses in Skyrim. He agreed to sell. I paid Sibby half the cost of Frost up front, but before he could deliver, Maven had him locked up. Sibby believes this exempts him from our deal. It does not. I want you to talk to Sibby for me. Then I want you to bring me Frost and the lineage papers that prove the horse's worth. Ah, you're a smart woman. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Head to the Riften jail and talk to Sibby. Get him to tell you where Frost and his lineage papers are and bring them to me outside Riften. You'll be well paid for your time. I'll meet you outside of town.
Out. Purchase a bottle of my genuine farmer blood elixir. Only 20 septims each.
Just remember, everything's better bloody. All right, then.
Welcome to the Pond Prawn. Come on in, take a look around.
If you cause problems, I'll have to ask you to leave.
Welcome to the Pond Prawn.
It helps them accept the unknown.
Any luck with Sapphire? Yes. Hofgreer took me in when I arrived in Riften about a year ago. He's been teaching me everything he knows. Horses are my whole life. Back in Hammerfell, I helped my family raise horses at our farm. I hope to open my own stables one day, but I think it's going to take a lot longer than I expected. By the 8! You actually talked her into it? I don't know what to say. I didn't think anyone in Riften even cared what happened to me. Look, I was saving this, but I wanted you to have it. I thought I might need it if Sapphire came for me, but I don't need it anymore. All right, then.
All meats guaranteed, clean and free.
Yeah. Uh-huh. You're the boss.
Fresh meats and produce. Get them before they're gone.
The fairest portion, the highest quality in Skyrim.
What can I do for you? As you wish.
Protect yourself.
Rare trinkets and the finest oddities from Morrowind.
Okay, lass. Ready? Good. Wait until I start the distraction, then show me what you're made of.
Everyone, gather round. I have something amazing to show you that demands your attention. This way, everyone. Over here. Gather round, all.
Come on, Brynjolf. What is it this time?
Patience, Blanchet. This is a rare opportunity, and I wouldn't want you to get...
Think you can steal from me?
The problem is your disrespect for the laws of this land. It's time to face the Jarl's smart woman. Now come along with us.
Come on, Brynjolf. What is it this time?
Patience, Blanchet. This is a rare opportunity, and I wouldn't want you to get left out.
That... what you say? About the wisp essence, and it turned out to be... root mixed with water.
Well, that was a simple misunderstanding. But this item is the real... Hey, lads and lasses, I give you Falma Blood Elixir. Oh, come on. Are you talking about the snow elves?
Come back tomorrow if you wish to buy.
What a waste of time.
Damn. I
Buy
knew
some
I should.
armor and live to
Excuse me,
tell
Sarah.
about
Have you seen my pa? Well, he was trading at the market stalls, and then he was gone. And I can't find him. Alright then.
Watch what you're doing.
Why take a chance? Buying and selling fine jewelry.
Looks like I
here.
chose the right person for the job. And here you go. Your payment. Just as I promised. The way things have been going around here, it's a relief that our plan went off without a hitch. My organization's been having a run of bad luck. But I suppose that's just how it goes. But never mind that. You did the job, and you did it well. Best of all, there's more where that came from. If you think you can handle it. All right then. Let's put that to the test. The group I represent has its home in the Ratway beneath Riften, a tavern called the Ragged Flagon. Get there in one piece, and we'll see if you've really got what it takes.
Looking to stay alive? Why take a chance? Protect yourself right. Buy armor from Grell.
All right, Grand Shay. Turn out your pockets. We know you have it.
Have what? What in blazes are you talking about?
Don't play stupid.
This isn't mine.
What do you want? What? What is it now? Talk ain't cheap, Captain. Fair trade, Captain. For a few clink, I'll sing like a sparrow. So what do you want? I don't much do big jobs. I'll take what I need, and most people here don't have much of value, except to themselves anyway. But this one time, some big merchant came marching into the city, fat as anything. And behind him was a caravan full of all sorts of treasures. I managed to pinch the biggest ruby I've ever seen from him, while he was slobbering all over the meats in the market, and on Helga's backside. But one of the bigger boys ducked me into next mid us, and took the gem. Big as a scrib it were too. Still, the guards lopped off his head on the way out of the city, so I don't feel too sore about it. He beat me bloody and stole me riches. Then he was stupid enough to get caught. I wouldn't have got caught. Riften is a stink hole, full to bursting with suckers of all kinds. You got the lovers coming in all trussed up to get troughed at the temple, giggling like maids. You got the guards who don't know a dog from a dragon, and the city folk who seem to want to get robbed blind. Well, why are you talking to me then, Captain? There's hero stuff that needs doing, like saving a defenseless salmon from a dragon or something. You're joking? There will always be that stinker of a fool ready to pat my head and lose their purse. Or a fellow sneaky type wanting the freshest news that's trickled down into the gutter. And when fools are short, there's always skeevers to eat. Cook up nice with a touch of pilfered garlic and a dab of lifted lavender. Lots of skeevers in the Warrens. I don't like it down there though. Full of crazies and some mage type who sets my spine a-tingling. Of course, a good bit of information lets me a nice deal more than some old stolen plates or a pair of pilfered pants. What do you want for it? Don't die all lonesome. Buy flowers from Yushari and tell her I sent you. But I was a sailor with a kid in every port from Serenine to Strass Mackay. One of them ports is Windhelm, and one of them kids is me. Ma's a skooma fiend. She likes to go where the skooma is. One day she went off into the ratways to get us some more, and never came back. Probably murdered for the clique she had on her. Or maybe it was the skooma that done her in. Don't matter all that much to me. If she showed up here tomorrow night, right as rain, I'd spit right in her face and tell her to go kiss a Daedra. I take care of myself. So they could take a big chunk of my spoils. I do just fine on my own. I got me a bedroll right by the fire in Beggar's Row. Would be aces if Edda didn't snore. Alright then.
If you're looking for a handout, you'll want to speak with my husband.
Greetings, traveler. My name is Jade. I offer you Mara's blessing, that her light may guide you on the... Ugh, who am I kidding? You'll end up like all the rest. Hey, I resent that. I am not a cynic. What I am is cursed. As acolytes of Mara, we're supposed to put those who've lost their way back on the path toward true love. But I can't seem to keep a single couple together. How sweet. In fact, I think you just gave me a toothache. Meaning, you're not really helping. Is it that obvious? I suppose the name's a dead giveaway, too. Well, it's not exactly a secret around here, so I might as well tell you. I used to be a member of the Thieves Guild. I know the difference between luck and curses. Bad luck is rain at a picnic, ataxia on your first date. Bad luck can throw love off course, but it can't capsize a ship the way a curse can. Well, take Aaron, for instance. A dashing man saves the life of a beautiful warrior, in a story fit for the tales. Not only that, but he gets her to move in with him. At this point, the wedding's just a formality. Well, the first mistake was he asked for my counsel. His second mistake was following it. Literally. When I said don't leave her side, I didn't mean her backside. A man has to lead. Somehow the poor soul managed to gain her confidence, her trust, her friendship, but not her love. Sadly, no. Aaron sleeps like a guest in his own home. He thinks letting Mjol have his room will help earn her love. The poor, misguided fool. Tell that to Sodrin. He still blames me for ruining his chances with Helga, as if that weren't his own fault. Helga likes big, strong men. As for Sodrin, well, the other day I think I hurt my shoulder just looking at him. Well, there's Sviti. She sought Mara's blessing to guide her marriage with Sibi. Even I saw that one coming. Although not the murder part. Then there's Svanna, who suffers from the same disease that Sviti did. She also wants Mara's blessing. Why can't Sibi's lovers go to Brielle for once? Okay. Well, I didn't really have much use for my old name, so when I met Sapphire, I decided to change my name too. Green eyes, Jade, It doesn't take a college mage to figure out that gems make pretty names for girls. That's how most people in Riften know me. Dinya suggests that I drop the name as a symbolic gesture, but I feel like that would be running away from who I was, and what I've done. Do you want the short answer, or the long one? It all goes back to my childhood. For most people, it always does. I grew up an only child, and I don't just mean siblings. I didn't have any contact with other children. So when I joined the guild, I felt like they were the brothers, sisters, and friends I never had. We lived in a house as big as a palace, but it felt so empty. Every day I'd sit in my room, listening to the other children playing outside. It was like slow torture. So one day I ran down the stairs and sprinted past the gate guard, just following those peals of laughter. That was the thing. When I found them, I thought they'd let me join in, but they wanted nothing to do with me. Does it matter? All it was another rejection. When I was a child, my parents would lock me in the library and make me study. That was the extent of their parenting. But I'd always find a way out. Sometimes the books even helped. Some taught me how locks were made, and some showed me how locks are broken. Both helped me pick them. And after a while, not only could I exit the library, but enter the armory, and when I was ready, escape the city entirely. They had me pick locks. I was good at that, but bad at dealing with the consequences. Well, I didn't want to steal from people, but I also didn't want to betray my new friends. So at first, I'd do the job and leave the mark a bit of gold. But a lot of these items were sentimental. They meant something. I could tell, just by looking at their faces the next day. That hurt more than anything. One day, Vex asked me to do a heist job at the Temple of Mara. She didn't tell me what it was I was stealing, just that it was valuable. That night, Dinya and Marimal were at the Bee and Barb, preaching to the patrons. Brielle was showing the temple to a young couple. I stole away into the back, where the living quarters are, if you could call them that. These were not people of wealth. The items Vex wanted weren't even in a strong box. They were on a dresser, right next to a bouquet of flowers. They were wedding rings. When I realized that's what Vex wanted, my heart stopped. I couldn't do it. It seemed wrong. I quit. Right then and there. I threw off my hood, cursed Vex, and turned around. That's when I saw Dinya, standing in the doorway. And she did what she always does. What I always needed, but never got from my mother. She hugged me. And I knew then I'd found a home. I suppose anything is better than handing out Dinya's letters. All right, if you need me, I'll follow. You don't go anywhere dangerous, do you? Can I retract my earlier statement? This robe isn't designed to ward off dragonfire. Or anything, for that matter. Mara is the handmaiden of Kine. Bet you didn't know that.
They say Helgen got hit by a dragon. One of those horrors comes here. We'll be ready.
Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry. Come on in. Let me know if you... What can I do for you? Of course. If you need a drink, just holler.
My skill in battle is unmatched. Fortunately for you, that skill can be bought.
Hi there. Are you joking? You just rented a room from me.
When you can roast them alive in a gout of arcane fire. What? Settle for just stabbing your foes when you can roast them alive in a gout of arcane fire.
I presume you're bothering me for a good reason.
Welcome to the Bee and Barb, milady. If I can interest you in one of our special drinks, you let me know.
Yes? Mm-hmm.
Back already? Excellent. Riften is drowning in a sea of sin and wickedness.
Until next time.
I heard the gourmet's hiding out somewhere. Take a look. All right, then.
Need something? Swift hunting.
What do you need? All right, then.
Yes?
Vegetables as crisp as a winter's morning.
Fresh meats and produce. Get them before they're gone.
Over here.
I don't know, Droff. They'd skin us alive if they knew we were doing this.
Why are you always acting like such a big bitch?
We're not alone. Huh?
All right then.
Give it up, Brynjolf. Those days are over.
I'm telling... Well, well. Calling me impressed, lass. I wasn't certain I'd ever see you again. So, now that I've whetted your appetite with our little scheme at the market, how about handling a few deadbeats for me? They owe our organization some serious coin, and they've decided not to pay. I want you to explain to them the error of their ways. Kirava, Bersi Honeyhand, and Helga. Do this right, and I can promise you a permanent place in our organization. Honestly, the debt is secondary here. What's more important is that you get the message across that we aren't to be ignored. A word of warning, though. I don't want any of them killed. Bad for business. Good. If you need any details on your marks, I'll be here. Now get going. Helga is a devout follower of Dibella and dotes over the statue to the divine that she keeps at the bunkhouse. Use it as leverage, and she'll cave. Kirava's stubborn, but she's got a soft spot for family. Talk to Talon Jay at the Bee and Barb, and see if you can get something out of him. They're well acquainted, if you catch my meaning. He's as pig-headed a man as you'll ever find. The key is that ugly dwarven urn in his shop. Smash that thing to bits and he'll change his attitude. I'll be here when you're done.
Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry. Of course. Until next time.
Huh. I suppose I can work with your face. After all, the sculptor cannot always choose the finest clay. I assumed you were here to see me about your face, to have it sculpted into something more artful than nature has bestowed upon you. So, are you here as a client? Shall I remake your face? Mm-hmm.
Need something? Take a look. All right, then.
If you're looking for conversation, the flagon isn't the place.
I'm right behind you.
You lead, I'll follow.
Jewelry with legendary Onion.
Buy some armor and live to tell about it.
Greetings, traveler. I don't think we've met. My name's Kayleen. That's right, the Kayleen. Professional bard, playwright, and stage actress. Okay, I'm really just a beggar, but you didn't hear that from me. Exactly, but just because I'm a beggar, it doesn't mean I can't fake being a busker. It's a fine line, you know. One gets paid out of pity, and the other gets to pretend they earned it. No, why try to reinvent the wheel? Why not make it faster and rounder? We try and improve on the old favorites. For instance, last week, me and some of the other beggars did a stirring rendition of Fiore and Holger. Only in this play, Fiore was a vampire and Holger was the sun. Earned us 2 septims apiece. We ate real good that night. Absolutely. A beggar is nothing without her patrons, and I owe everything I have to the townsfolk here. That's why, as a pretend artist, I do my best to give them more of what they want. Namely, me. Sometimes that means running around with a bucket on my head. Other times, I'm using that bucket as a drum.
One thing everyone can agree on. This war is bad for business.
My luck may be down, but my spirits are high. But they'll feel even higher with a coin or two. Thank you, traveler. What would you like me to perform? All right, this one's called Winter in Whiterun. The Stormcloaks and Imperials sat in their little camps. Not a single creature was stirring, not even the muddy crabs. Ulfric scratched his beard and Talius clutched his back, as neither man was man enough to begin the day's attack. But then there came a dragon.
My food is the best in all of... I picked up a trick from a butcher in Elenir, a small town over the border in Hammerfell. He showed me a way to grind up ice wraith teeth and use it as a preservative. Keeps everything cold and fresh, but only for a limited time. I'm always looking to replenish my supply, so if you ever come across 5 of them, I'd be more than happy to take them off your hands. Thanks. I was actually worried I'd run out. The last traveler that traded me some said he found them at a place called Ancient's Ascent. Careful, though. I hear the Nords hunt them for some kind of initiation rite, and not all of them end up victorious. Be careful looking for those teeth.
If you're looking
Those
for a
little
handout,
bastards are
you want to
dangerous.
speak with my husband.
Bye. Need something? Sure. What can I do for you?
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks,
Yes.
and warm beds.
Our hero claims a warrior's heart.
What do you want?
I tell you, the dragon.
I met her when I wandered into Riften a few years ago. Been smitten with her ever since. In fact, I'm thinking of asking her to marry me. In Blackmarsh, tradition dictates we present a potential mate a unique wedding ring to represent our future bond. I already have the gold band, but all I need are 3 flawless amethysts to complete the setting.
The darkness has passed, and the legend yet grows.
I was hoping you'd offer. I didn't think it was my place to ask such a favor of you. I thank you. With the rumors going around about how poorly your guild's been doing, she's become much too bold. I'm not that foolish. The last thing I want is a war with your people. Look, I'm only telling you this because I care for her. Don't mistake this as acceptance for what you do. Kirava has some family at a farm just inside of Morrowind. If you mention you know about it, she might just listen to you. Just please don't harm anyone. I couldn't bear the thought. Every Argonian wedding proposal band is supposed to have 3 flawless amethysts as part of their design. 2 of the gems, the ones on the outside, represent the couple to be married. 1 for the husband, 1 for the wife. The amethyst in the center represents the Hist, the entity that all Argonians consider a sacred part of our lives. If you'll excuse me, I have other things to attend to.
Here for a room or... No, and I never will. Now get out of my inn. I enjoyed our talk. You want something or not? No, and I never will. Now get out of my inn. You've been kind. I thank you.
Talon, another round.
I think you've
Riften's biggest exports used to be fishing and honey until the Blackbriar family moved in. Now the Matery is the biggest game in town.
Suit yourself.
Head north to Winterhold. There's a college there. They teach magic. Most Nords don't care for them. Else you could go see the Jarl's wizard. Might be able to help you. Here, take a look at this. No, and I never will. Now get out of my inn until our next meeting, honored friend.
Yes? Sure. What can I do for you? You must be a Stormcloak through and through to request that one.
What do you need? About time, friend. Here I was thinking I was going to have to kill something without you.
Fresh meats and produce. Get them before they're gone.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything.
This one's a favorite of mine. A legend we all know and love. There's nothing like a good song to lift the spirit in troubled times.
Vegetables as crisp as a winter's morning.
Protect yourself right. Buy armor from Grelka.
All meats guaranteed, clean and free from rotting.
Buying and selling fine jewelry here.
Buy some armor and live to tell about it.
Beautiful baubles and gleaming
Looking to stay alive?
gemstones over
Why
here.
take a chance? Buy some armor and live to tell about it.
Jewelry with
One of
legendary
the perks of
Argonian
fighting in the
craftsmen.
arena is everyone in the city knows your name. Some people like the fame, but not. Watch what you're doing. I can't pay. I can't.
Oh my word.
I can't pay. I can't.
This isn't happening.
No! I can't believe you did that. You people are monsters. You demand payment for protection, and you can't even protect yourselves. Take your coin, and tell Brynjolf to leave us alone.
Please, don't take this. You have my statue. What are you going to do with it? Not Lady DeBella. No, please, I can't lose her. I get the message. Here, take your gold. I hope you choke on it.
The caravan Khajiit think the guard racist, but he's...
What do you want?
Welcome.
3, in fact. They're my own recipe. Brought them over here from my days as a bartender in Gideon. First is the Velvet Lechance, which is a mixture of blackberry, honey, spiced wine, and a touch of nightshade. Perfectly safe, I assure you. Second, we have the White Gold Tower, which is heavy cream with a layer of blended mead, lavender, and dragon's tongue on top. Last, and only for the bravest of souls, we have the Cliff Racer, which is firebrand wine, Cyrodiilic brandy, Flynn, and Sujama. If you'll excuse me, I have other things to attend to.
You want something or not? Look, everything was all just a misunderstanding. I didn't mean to tell Brynjolf to go jump off the pier. You'll tell him I'm sorry, yes? Take this. Every single coin I owe is there. I swear it.
Buy some armor and live to tell about
Jewelry
it.
with legendary Argonian craftsmanship.
All meats guaranteed, clean and free from rock joint.
Beautiful baubles and gleaming gemstones over here.
Protect
Fresh
yourself
meats
right.
and produce.
Buy armor
Get them
from
before they're gone.
Come to see Balam. Smithing's been in my blood for generations. I owe my success to my forefathers and their recipe for flame. The secret is my forge. It consumes fire salts, a strange mineral that burns as hot as red mountain lava. Well, it was. Sadly, this forge is dying, and I've used the last of my fire salts. If I can't feed it soon, it may grow cold. You will? Thank you. 10 pinches of fire salt should give me all I need to bring this forge back to life. Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs. Remember, nothing but genuine fire salts will do. The Forge knows the difference.
Greetings, honored friend. I do. Sadly, I'm one of the few traditional Saxhleel jewelers that remains in Tamriel. It's becoming a lost art. Only trouble is gathering materials has become hazardous. The roads to the mines and to the other cities are thick with bandits, and worse. Would you be interested in gathering some materials for me? I'd certainly be happy to compensate you. Thank you, Landstrider. I'm seeking a small list of items to complete my next creation. 2 flawless sapphires, a mammoth tusk, and a chunk of gold ore. Forgive me. It's a term I haven't used in some time. While most in Tamriel call my kind Argonian, we prefer the term Saxhleel. Ma Desi was actually my original Saxhleel name. Unlike others, I decided to embrace tradition and keep it that way. Not well, I'm afraid. That Brynjolf, he keeps draining the people's pockets with his ridiculous miracle cures. A few months ago, it was Troll Fat Salve, and now he's got something new. Not that there's anything that can be done about it. He's in good with the Thieves' Guild. See for yourself. Safe travels, Landstrider.
Protect yourself right.
You lost? Have our scouts come up with any information on these reports of dragons?
What can I do for you?
Yes, my lady.
If there's anything I can help you with, you have but to ask. Layla is a simple and traditional woman.
I want you to speak to the city guard. Make sure there's a contingency plan in effect in case Riften falls under attack.
What?
Yes, my lady. I've also
All right,
taken
then.
the liberty in preparing a private
Did we have an
carriage.
appointment?
Someone actually interested in what I'm doing.
If Riften should
Amazing.
fall,
Well,
it's only right
allow
that
me
somebody
to
be
explain.
spared.
My experimentation involves a magical construct and a reagent that will allow the construct to maintain a field of permanent harmonic energy. Aha! So, you're a student of theoretical applied harmonics. Putting aside Ralston's constant of universal inversion for a moment, how would you approach the problem? Draw the harmonic energy into the reagent, or allow it to generate its own field? Calipers? That's utterly ridiculous. Maybe long ago you could just find calipers in every household across Tamriel, but not anymore. Hold on. You've given me a brilliant idea. Just as calipers hold materials in place, a soul siphon can hold magic fields in place. Genius! And I'm sure you've completely worked out how to counteract complete dimensional collapse, right? Of course! 9 is the most basic of magical principles. Oh, how stupid of me. That completely takes care of all your basic problems: magicka burn, dimensional collapse, and thermic drift. You've done it! Now, if I can only remember what we were originally talking about. Yes, I could use some help with that. An assistant, perhaps? No. Maybe a familiar. No, too messy. Well, at any rate, organization is not my strong suit. Not at all. I need as much help as I can get. In fact, If you could retrieve a few things for me, I could start on my next set of experiments. As you can imagine, I tend to forget things often. Leave things around. I really must learn to put these things away. What I need is my Dwemer stirring spoon, my orichalcum ingot, and my grand soul gem. In fact, I could use them immediately. Bring those items back to me, and I'll be happy to experiment on you. No, that isn't right. I'd be happy to reward you. Excellent. I can't wait. Well, why are you still standing here? Oh, right. You need to know where they are. That would help. I have to remember. Ward first, then summon.
Welcome to Riften, traveler. While I feel Ulfric's cause is just, my concern is for the people of the Rift. How can they continue to lead their already meager lives with dark clouds looming overhead? My heart goes out to them. If only our coffers were deeper, I could protect them as they were my own family. With the Stormcloaks at his back, Ulfric's poised to rid Skyrim of the Empire's forces and invalidate our involvement with the White Gold Concordat. Many have died taking up arms for this cause. I fear that the land will be stained with blood for years to come. We're all eager to see them brought to justice. Maven Blackbriar has assured me that they're being dealt with appropriately. As one of our city's most influential citizens, she's taken it upon herself to oversee their incarceration. Sadly, they're proving elusive, but I have confidence that Maven won't give up until this city has been rid of them all. Surely you're aware of the Great War between the Imperials and the Elves who called themselves the Aldmeri Dominion? When the smoke cleared, the White Gold Concordat was signed. It was supposedly a treaty aimed at establishing peace within the Empire. One of the terms of a treaty was the outlawing of worship to Talos. To the Stormcloaks, this was viewed as the moment when the Empire became unworthy of the allegiance of any true Nord. Good journey to you.
Welcome to Mistvale Keep. As steward, I serve as an intermediary between the Jarl and her subjects. I also handle the less important and day-to-day policies that affect daily life in Riften. Lately, I've had my hands full suppressing these ridiculous accusations of corruption in the Keep. There are those that believe the Jarl does nothing for this city, that it's corrupt and run by the Blackbriar family. I can assure you that this is entirely false. We are fully in control of everything. Maven Blackbriar is the owner of the largest and most profitable business in all Skyrim, the Blackbriar Meadery. We're pleased to have her in Riften. She brings stability, opportunities for employment, and strategic value to our city. I'd hardly call them a guild. More like unorganized rabble. In fact, I wouldn't say they were a threat at all. No, our resources should be spent on preparations for invasion. You're welcome in Riften, as long as you continue to obey our laws.
Riften is famous for their fishery and their orphans. Neither of them have enough meat.
know you. Where was it?
Yes?
So, job's done? Well done. And it would seem I owe you something in return. Here you go. I think you'll find these quite useful. Judging from how well you've handled those shopkeepers, I'd say you've done more than simply prove yourself. We need people like you in our outfit. That's the spirit. Larceny's in your blood. The telltale sign of a practiced thief. I think you'll do more than just fit in around here. How about following me and I'll show you what we're all about? Let me show you the operation. Then you can ask your questions.
Let's wait until Brynjolf's here before we begin.
What's the point of paying for stuff when you can just kill for it?
Mercer, this is the one I was talking about. Our new recruit.
This better not be another waste of the Guild's resources, Brynjolf. Before we continue, I want to make one thing perfectly clear. If you play by the rules, you walk away rich. You break the rules and you lose your share. No debates, no discussions. You do what we say, when we say. Do I make myself clear? Good, then I think it's time we put your expertise to the test.
Wait a moment. You're not talking about Golden Glow, are you? Even our little Vex couldn't get in.
You claim this recruit possesses an aptitude for our line of work. If so, let her prove it. Golden Glow Estate is critically important to one of our largest clients. However, the owner has suddenly decided to take matters into his own hands and shut us out. He needs to be taught a lesson. Brynjolf will provide you with the details.
Mercer, aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, yes. Since Brynjolf assures me you'll be nothing but a benefit to us, then you're in. Welcome to the Thieves Guild.
Welcome to the family, lass. I'm expecting you to make us a lot of coin, so don't disappoint me. Simple. Do as you're told and keep your blade clean. We can't turn a profit by killing. You should talk with Delvin Mallory and Vex. They know their way around this place, and they'll be able to kick some extra jobs your way. Oh, and talk to Tanelia in the Flagon. She'll set you up with your new armor. Golden Glow Estate is a bee farm. They raise the wretched little things for honey. It's owned by some smart-mouth wood elf named Arengoth. We need you to teach him a lesson by burning down 3 of the estate's hives and clearing out the safe in the main house. The catch is that you can't burn the whole place to the ground. That important client Mercer mentioned would be furious if you did. Aye. The last thing we want to be doing is crossing our clients. Maven prefers that Arengoth remains alive, but if he tries to stop you from getting the job done, kill him. The guild has a lot riding on this. Don't make me look foolish by mucking it up. Golden Glow Estate brought in a mountain of gold for the guild. You could almost call it our sweetest deal. Then out of the clear blue, Arengoth stopped sending us our cut. Mercer was, well, angry to put it kindly. So we send in Vex and find out he's hired a bunch of mercenaries to guard the place. Aye. Arengoth sent the city guard packing and fortified the entire island. In fact, Vex barely made it out of there alive. You should talk to her about it before you go. They're built like small fortresses to resist the weather, but their one weakness is flame. Besides, nothing tells the people of Riften we mean business better than a huge column of smoke. I'll give you one good reason. Maven Blackbriar. Burn all the hives, and she'd have to import honey for Blackbriar meadery, which would cut into her profits. We had an arrangement with Maven. We kept an eye on Golden Glow Estate to make sure the honey kept flowing. If the workers had a dispute, we'd rough them up. If competitors tried to buy honey from Arengoth, we'd steal the shipments. In return, Maven allowed us to extort Arengoth and bring in a huge payout. Let me put it to you this way. Nothing happens in Riften without Maven's consent. One word from her, and you could spend the rest of the Fourth Era in prison. You watch yourself on that island. Those mercenaries don't take prisoners.
Need something? Until next time.
So you're the new recruit, huh? Well, looks like you and I are gonna have to get very well acquainted. I'm the fence down here. You come by anything you don't exactly own, and I'll pay you some coin for it. Minus a little slice for the guild, of course. I can also provide a few supplies useful to our trade now and again, for a small fee. Sure, how about I get Dirge to knock you over your head and dump you into the cistern? Look, I've been in this business a long time, and I've seen all types. You can play it tough, or you can play it smart. Whatever. At the end of the day, you'll find that all we care about down here is how much gold you can make us. Good. Then there isn't much more to say. Here's your armor. Just make sure you put it to good use. Well, you could always speak to Delvin or Vex if you're looking for extra work. Or if you're looking for training, we've got plenty of it down here. Delvin, Vex, Nirwin, and Vipper can give you a leg up on that. Until next time.
footsteps are like thunder, scaring the dust and making the floor scream for mercy. Knives already knows the visitor is not a cat. Its mouth is as noisy as its feet. Both will get it killed sooner than later. It is not a Khajiit, so it depends on its eyes. It can only see what's in front, but Knives here. 20 paces to the east, a thief scratches his ears. 50 paces further, a beggar sighs and counts his coins. 2 stories above, a couple says their vows, while underneath in the catacombs, a widow weeps for her husband. The cat hears, the mind knows, minutes before anything is seen. Its eyes can only see the past, but Knives' ears know the future. Knives steals for the guild and carves those shadow marks in the doors that have none. On some occasions, he will even cook. Usually, Knives saves his talents for special meals, like when an enterprising thief steals a vintage wine or a barrel of imported delicacies. In fact, Knives' fondest memory is the day a disgruntled fisherman sold Tonelia a crate of fresh meringar. 'Tis a rare fish that inhabits the Sea of Coasts, a week's voyage from the coast. Knives prepared the fillet with chives, parsley, and a drop of lemon, and served it with a side of fresh tomatoes. The walls of this sewer drank in that aroma for weeks. Not a single complaint could be heard in the flagon. Even Nerun managed to keep his mouth silent. Ah, that was a good time to be Knives. There are very strong personalities in the guild. Knives prefers this, so that he may operate unnoticed. Vex, Sapphire, and Tonelia remind Knives of the Pamar rat. Loyal, but fearsome. Delvin and Viper love to talk, while Vigel and Brynjolf are eager to listen. Dirge and Thrin are the muscle, and they will not hesitate to flex. Rune's past is a curiosity, but one that seems to have no answer. Sinrik has been with the guild longer than most, yet he lacks the qualities to lead. If there is one it should avoid, it is the Bosmer, Nerun. That one is more spoiled than Sibi Blackbriar. His palate is used to fine cheeses and wines, and complains that everything here tastes like cat urine. Knives might have something to do with that. Knives does not like complainers, nor does he enjoy losing a bet. Knives did not part from his childhood on good terms, and was forced to flee. Senchal, to the south, promised good loot, but the Tenmar forest is unforgiving to those who are not seasoned warriors. So he went north, roaming the savannas and playing the role of common burglar. North he continued to travel, a stranger in strange lands. He had followed the water until he reached the Imperial City. There, the pockets were stingy, and the locks highly irritable. They grew angry at the slightest touch, and Knives wondered if he should return to Elsweyr, where every lock knew his name. That was when Bandar smiled upon him and granted him another path. Knives found a book labeled Shadow Marks, and it made promises of easy loot. Even its eyes fails it. Has it not noticed the marks carved onto the door frames? The Shadow Mark allows thieves to speak through time and communicate what lies behind each door. Knives' ears can tell them the future, but they cannot hear the past. These Shadow Marks, they tell him a bit of both. Not so, for a true thief attracts no attention. Knives sought out Delvin and used the Shadow Marks to guide him. There was one mark of great interest to Knives. 2 circles intersecting a diamond. The mark of the protected. Knives found such a mark on the barrel of a house near Solitude. It belonged to a Thane named Erikur. A Thane of such importance would have valuables locked in a safe, along with documents that tied him to certain parties. It was a good omen. While Locks asked Knives to listen to the dance of tumblers to convince a safe to open, he need only listen for its heartbeat. In fact, Knives was almost out the door when his legs felt heavy as bricks. His toes tingled, and soon they lost all feeling. It seems both his ankles had been struck by an ice spike from Erikur's personal wizard. The wizard called the guards and woke the Thane. There had been reports of a thief in the area, and the guards speculated Knives was the culprit. Knives did not protest. He simply recommended that the Thane first check the contents of the safe before making such a hasty decision. He glanced curiously at the wizard before rushing back upstairs. When he returned, he screamed at the guards to let Knives free. "This Khajiit is my honored guest," he railed. "And if you so much as damage even a whisker, I will have every single one of your heads." The guard released Knives and left the residence, shaking their heads.
All right, then.
What is it? True, they say the Khajiit are born into the guild. Knives thinks he was born an assassin, raised a prowler, and adopted by thieves. Knives was the last of a litter of 3 and slew the one who gave birth to him. From that day, his fur was marked with blood. Many would say the same, if not for the mane on his back. It runs crimson, while his father's wear grey. It was an ill omen, and Knives' father was a superstitious cat. The very sight of this one threw him into a rage. On those nights, he would wander the village sands, waiting for the new sun to warm them. He was drawn to the back alleys and the aroma of the moon. If he was tired or hungry, he warmed his way through the crowd outside the skooma huts, picking the pockets of those who had one too many. Only one night. Yes, he convinced Knives he was right side up, when in truth he was upside down. Knives did not know this, because the cat always landed on his feet. To heed the call of the Black Sacrament, and to young Knives, taking a life was no different than stealing a coin. Young Knives was eager to please his mentor, so he killed without remorse. He would have kept killing if Razir paid him what he was worth. Some say Knives should not have betrayed Razir, but it was Knives who was betrayed first. But why kill him? Well, it was easier for Knives to murder his mentor than to tell him no. Azir told this one he was an assassin of the Dark Brotherhood, a remnant of the Corinthi Sanctuary in Elsweyr. The sanctuary had been shut down by the Black Hand, and without a guild or disciple, he said he wished to pass on his knowledge. He taught this Khajiit the tools of the trade, mostly how to listen, how to find a single sound in a cacophony of noise, a whisper in a tavern, a rattle of a coin purse, a footstep in a crowd. So much information in a single step. The step conveyed where a person was, where he was headed, and how anxious he was to get there. Yet it was not all Knives was taught. Razir showed this Khajiit how to read, how to charm, and even how to cook. Yes, there are people in life who will do everything to help one succeed, and those who will use him for their own success. It turns out, these people look exactly the same. It did well to rough up the locals. They need to know who's in charge. And to have power over another is a delicious morsel indeed. Knives used to enjoy such work. Now he does not like it so much. What fun is it if the victims simply hand Knives the loot? He prefers to smile and shake their hand, while the other cleans their pocket. May your road lead you to warm sands.